Hello, it's the Luke and Pete show.
Hello, Mother.
Hello, Mother. Yes, we're back again. We're doing this once more for you, for the people who are out there just enjoying their lives. And
are they enjoying their lives if they're listening to this?
I don't know. I think some of the things we've spoken about, some of the afflictions we've spoken about, and you know the things we've had happen to our persons recently. I think it's cathartic. Oh, someone's always got it worse than you.
That's why I'm doing it.
Someone's always got it. Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm getting involved.
Yeah. Funny. I what do you make of this? This will separate the wheat from the chaff. What do you make of this? I mean, obviously we're recording this in advance because of various pressures on our time. By which I mean you're going on holiday. But what
you're busy as well. You always do this.
What?
When you're away, it's not your problem. When I'm away, big problems. I am on holiday.
Yeah, I know you are. So it might be out of date by the time this comes around. What do you make of this stuff where they're talking about whether they're going to have an inquiry about Starmer and Donaldson?
Where am I as in like...
Because to me, it seems bananas that Starmer's just not falling on his sword here.
Well, because I think he's kind of been... I think he's sort of probably been buoyed by having a pretty good Iran conflict, and now he feels like...
By not getting involved in a terrible war.
By not getting involved in a terrible war. Yeah, but if like fucking Boris or Farage were in charge, Jesus Christ... We'd be conscripted. I told you,
Farage is in trouble because of the Falklands thing, isn't he?
He is. He's in an absolute mess. And so, yeah, I can't see him falling on his sword. Like that would sort of betray some kind of human emotion.
I think he's too grey to do something that interesting.
Yeah. It would create too many headlines.
yeah. Because the reason I'm saying that, by the way, just to put a finer point on it, is because he either did know that Donaldson failed the vetting, or he didn't.
Yeah.
And either way, it's bad.
It just feels like it just. What do you mean? As in, yeah. Well, if you don't know about it, if you didn't know that he failed the vetting, how can you possibly?
Well, you should know.
That's a system that you just presume as a busy prime minister.
But it's been alleged that he forced. There was the forcing of an overruling of it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess that's kind of what they got to ascertain.
And I just think it's not really serious that you can be working in politics and not know that Donaldson's a total wrong-un. Like, it's just not serious. It's not a serious position.
I think he. It wasn't. Who else was he considering for that role? It was someone mad.
George Osborne,
wasn't it? So like that's like. I think he just gets a bit wowed by charisma a little bit. I think he goes, well, I'm probably a job where you've got to be quite charismatic. It's probably quite interesting to use someone like that, isn't it, really?
Is George Osborne charismatic? I suppose so.
For that level. For him, I suppose, for Starmer, yeah. You do wonder whether he's been taken in with other stuff as well, but...
It just seems astonishingly bad.
Yeah. Yeah. I just think he thinks he can style it out, but he's got no style, so he can't.
It beggars belief how much I've been lied to. It's like, fucking hell. Like, if I just don't feel... Sometimes maybe I'm unfairly kind of equate the situation with the situation I'm in. And I just feel like if I didn't know anything about what was going on at Stack, like I knew nothing about it, and every so often I had to front up to other people.
I was a wrong one.
Well, yeah, you're the Donaldson in this situation, I would concede that.
Right,
but like, every so often I have to front up to the public about, sorry about one of my colleagues' like dalliances regularly with a known paedophile, but I just didn't know what was going on. It's not serious. It's not serious.
No, it's a good point. But I mean, I just think that it's not ideal. Who's next though? Do you know what I mean? It just
that's what's
like
helping him, I reckon.
It just wasted. Exactly. There's no candidates out there really. You just do sort of look at it and go, right, okay, it's 2 years. It's been 2 years now. Yeah, I think he's done some all right stuff. I think his work in like the much maligned trip to China was he got quite a lot of concessions, quite a lot of interesting stuff in there. But can he sell it? Can he sell it to the people? Has anybody heard about it? No one knows. He's just bad at it. He's just not a politician. Oh God! Like what? If he'd have had to have properly campaign, he wouldn't be prime minister. He'd have properly had to
I thought
work
he'd be
at
a really bad campaigner, but a really good prime minister.
Yeah,
I thought he'd be like decisive and solid and just get shit done and just be like, look, obviously you guys just fucking calm down. I'm an adult here. We're doing this. This is the right thing to do. Stop fucking around. And he's not any of that. Like even like the big stuff, I thought he'd do. I even thought he'd go, right, we're going back into the common market or the customs union, because of course we are, because obviously otherwise our economy's totally fucked. Now grow up, get over it.
Or even like speaking out both sides of his mouth with America. Like there's a way of sort of saying, look, we are politically and financially isolated because of the fucking Brexit vote. We've got no fucking money. So yeah, I do have to go cap in hand to Donald Trump. I have to look like a fucking penis, but I'll be your penis. I'll be your fucking clown, right? I'm the one who's got to take the fucking arrows. So don't fucking worry about it. There's a way of explaining that to the British people.
I've got a letter here for you from the king.
There's a way of doing that.
It's literally how I talk to my 2-year-old.
Maybe we should just every night just settle our children down.
I've got a date bar here for you from the supermarket.
How's that trip going, by the way? Because he's obviously out there at this moment in time.
No idea, no clue. Like
King to a White House ceremony.
I imagine he's fuming about having to go. Let's be fair. Let's be absolutely fair. Yeah, it's the last week. I mean, the guy's had. I mean, whatever you think of the king, he's had serious health problems.
Yeah,
right. He's been waiting a long old time to do this gig, and he's got to go suck up to Trump, and it's just. I understand. I mean, the thing is, what I find curious about it is that the US isn't part of the Commonwealth, right? So there's no obvious reason why he even needs to go. Yeah. It's just been arranged, right? Because I think they want to curry favour with Trump. But that shit is just so short-sighted, it's unbelievable. Like, you would honestly get more change out of Trump by just telling him to fuck off.
Yeah.
Because he'd go, oh, this guy means business, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, well, throughout his, short tenure, certainly a second thing, people who tell him to piss off generally come out better. I mean, like, you've got Tom Daley bombing around the British ambassador's residence for this trip, like going, I don't think Tom Daley's relevant right now to the British people. I don't know why he's there.
What's Tom Daley doing? What? I don't know.
It's the ambassador's, just a little lad running around. Did some diving.
Oh, so he's doing some knitting with the king on the US state visit.
He's doing some knitting with the king. Right?
That's weird.
Sexy twink Tom Daley's doing some knitting with the king.
Is he still a sexy twink?
Happening. He's still a sexy twink, isn't he? There was a
He's
battle
31.
of the. Yeah, there was this big wrestler at the one of the wrestling shows I saw, and he's basically big gay brunch. It's a show that has a lot of gay and LGBTQ plus wrestlers and stuff. And there's this big guy called Paro, and he's like a big gay wrestler. And basically they had a match where just loads of twinks get fed to him.
My goodness me.
Feed me twinks, feed me twinks. And he's brilliant, love it.
Does it matter that you're gay if you want to be a wrestler? Do you have to have a separate gay wrestling event?
No, but I think it's a very sort of slightly toxic.
I think it's one of the gayest sports anyway.
But it is this, but like not outwardly. Like if you went around the crowd at any WrestleMania and sort of went, we like the boys, do we? Or the girls? You wouldn't get many people who felt comfortable to respond, because that kind of environment is a bit like it's a bit like football, isn't it? But yeah, they have like this not division, but like they have a show every year where they basically just highlight some of the more some of the
is it more flamboyant
and performers? Yeah.
A more flamboyant version of wrestling.
There's drag queens.
What can that look like?
It's just drag queens putting people through fucking tables. It's good stuff. It's really solid. It was really funny that they did do like a twink match at one point, and then like the last twink was a guy called Nick Gage, who is worth a Google. He's a very violent man, very violent straight wrestler. Just comes out, like all these kind of like blonde boys come out and do their wrestling, and then Nick Gage, who's a horrible man.
Well, he wrestled on the gay event, did he?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, it's just really funny. He's just kind of. It was just completely unexpected. He just turned out. He's like. He's died a couple of times, like getting fucking light tubes through his arteries and stuff.
Really?
He's like he was putting in he was in some backyard wrestling event, and this was all like filmed like for a pay-per-view, and he wanted to get back, like he was bleeding really heavily from the armpit. of a light tube went through his armpit. And he was going, good, let me get back out of there and stuff. And he just died in the helicopter. It was taking him away from them. He was like really trying to get back in the ring.
He also got busted for armed robbery, I just read.
He did, yeah. Yeah. But imagine him in a big twink.
What's he doing there?
A big twink wrestling match. It's just funny, though.
Just loves a gig.
Just loves a gig. Loves his 50 quid, hot dog and a handshake.
Speaking of gay events, I went to see Titanic.
Titanic? What's that now? Titanic.
It's a West End musical.
I see, right, okay.
Based around the music of Céline Dion, which I appreciate sounds dreadful. But
it doesn't sound dreadful, Luke.
But the way it's done is really funny because essentially it's set up as this woman plays like a bananas version of Céline Dion, who insists to everyone that she was present on the Titanic when Jack and Rose were trying to fall in love.
Right, nice. Okay,
and she keeps getting in the way of them falling in love all the time. So they'll cut to like a flashback scene of Jack and Rose meeting each other.
Yeah,
but it's done through the memory of a bananas Céline Dion.
Brilliant.
So It's a really funny idea. So basically, they'll be about to kiss for the first time or whatever.
Yeah.
And then like Celine Dion will like interject. And then before you know, like Luigi from the Mario Brothers is in it, and it's like a weird dream sequence flashback scene where everything's inaccurate.
Fantastic!
And then they sing like a Celine Dion song over the top. It's really fun. It is one of the gayest things I've ever seen. It's really funny and really camp. But interestingly enough, when I went to go and see it, I took my mum for her 70th birthday, and we also took her to have afternoon tea at the Ritz, which is just down the road. And obviously the Ritz are famous for their kind of, their policy of punctuality. And
right, okay.
But the production ran late because someone was taken ill in the audience.
Right.
So there was a pause of like half an hour. So I had to nip out into the foyer and call the Ritz and say, look, this is the situation. Can we have a slightly later booking? And they were like, absolutely not.
Oh,
and just a reminder, it's jacket and ties in the dining room. Thanks very much. Goodbye. And so we had to leave early.
Did you take? I'm going to say a bad attitude to the Ritz.
No, I didn't care. To be honest, I'd had enough of Titanic by then. I didn't care about I didn't really want to watch My Heart Will Go On at the end anyway. So
yeah, I don't think you know how much I love the music of Céline Dion. So this is absolutely.
Oh, you should go to it. It's really good. It's good. I'm being flippant now. I would have absolutely watched to the end, of course. My sister got us some more tickets just so we could watch the rest of it. So we'll do that at some point. But it was really funny. Like it was it's pretty out there. It's not what you expect it to be, right? Basically,
yeah.
It's like if you saw the poster and stuff, you'd know it's some kind of comedy, but it's basically a retelling of James Cameron's Titanic through an addled Celine Dion memory.
Nice, big fan of that.
Yeah,
big fan of that.
And then in the thing that reminded me of it was in the entrance area to the Ritz. There was a guy playing the harp.
Right.
And you mentioned harps the other day, and that must be the hardest instrument to play. It must be.
I don't know, man. Is it like?
What do you mean?
You don't think it's? You can't play. You can only play so many chords. You've only got so many fingers. You can't play like two strings.
Is it like playing a piano but with strings?
Yeah. So there's no like, you're not using. You've basically got two hands on the piano. You can't. You can only ever play unless you're strumming like a chord. You can't really sort of. You can't do chords really, can you? You can only pluck. Six. You're never gonna. You probably.
You can do 10 strings at once, right? Like that.
You can do 10 strings at once. That's too many. But like, so I just don't think there's. I think it'd probably be easier than the piano.
No way. No, I can't believe you're saying that.
Come on, easier than the piano. I think it would be. Because why is it more difficult? Just because it's a weird instrument. The tuning probably is the real sod.
Well, no, because the tuning is just going to be... If it's just like a piano but upright with strings, the tuning is going to be the same. You're just going to have... because with the piano, you've got, obviously, the black keys as well. I don't know how that works on a harp. I've never once even touched a harp.
They're not black.
Well, I know that, but...
I went to a hotel in the middle of New Mexico, and in the middle of New Mexico, and it was and there was a goth, like full sort of Boy Georgie kind of makeup goth doing some harp.
Any good?
And yeah, she was great, but it was just a confusing place to sort of see in the middle of nowhere. Just driving from Abilene or Abilene she's worth it. And she's like,
maybe she's born with it.
Maybe she's born with it.
Yeah.
Who is she's worth it?
Is that L'Oreal? I don't know.
Maybe
because I'm worth it. I can't remember.
Because I'm worth it. Yeah. She's bang on, and it is incredible. But there's just a lot of ringing out, isn't there? You know what I mean? You don't sort of ring out quite so much with the piano, with your foot. You got foot pedals as well on the piano. I guess you probably have foot pedals with the old.
Yeah, I'd love to hear from a harpist. Who wants to be the official harpist of the Luke and Pete Show?
There's a harpist on YouTube that's quite well known, and she basically reviews like guitar pedals that she puts her harps through and stuff.
Oh, that's quite cool.
He's very good. Yeah.
My friend Blair, who did that Bristol Song Circle thing I talked about, he's obsessed with pedals. He's like favourite YouTube channels. These guys just talking about guitar pedals, and he's been to like a guy's business out in the US, which he just makes like pedals in his garage and talks to him for like about transistors for like half an hour. He's really into it. But speaking of that, have you seen that band who are having a bit of a moment called Angine de Poitrine?
Yes, yeah. It'll surprise no one to hear that I heard it on Six Music when I was driving back from
Do you get the most out of it if you just listen to it on the radio? Probably not.
Oh, I mean, visually they're very arresting, and obviously, seeing how they're playing a lot of.
What do you make of it?
It's incredible. It's that sort of music, different fucking time signatures, one man band. I mean, loop pedals by their very nature annoy the shit out of me anyway. At least they're making that kind of stuff interesting. And
it's really hard to play along to loop pedals.
Yes, yeah.
Because it's hard to explain, but like I've been in situations before where drummers have been trying to play along to loops, and it's really hard to stay in time.
Yeah, because you have to get it cock on to where
time,
shortening like the last note or lengthening the last.
But it's basically math rock, isn't it? They're playing.
Yeah, but it's more. It is, but it's just more interesting than that because they're just constantly changing up their time signatures.
Yeah, but that's what math rock is, right?
Is it? I thought math rock was just very. I thought it was still like the normal time signatures.
No, math rock is like structurally different and changes.
But they play the time signatures the same all the way through, don't they? In math rock, I don't know. Yeah, it's very impressive, and the fact that they do them absolutely caked in makeup and with fake noses on and stuff.
Yeah,
it's incredible, and they've got everyone's attention certainly. But it's just amazing that.
How did they become famous? Or is it through like social media?
I don't know. It's got to be social media, doesn't it? I just can't imagine. I just can't believe that they somebody doing this sort of act has sort of found their way into sort of into such a sort of popular becoming so popular so quickly. Doing that really really interesting kind of cod jazz guitar stuff.
Yeah, what I find really interesting about it as a phenomenon, and you could say. I'll give you an example that may not be that helpful, but I'll try and explain what I mean. Like you could say this about later Radiohead and now The Smile, which is obviously Greenwood and York's kind of other project. It's like it's not music by its very nature. It's not music that is popular. People do not find it generally enough to buy it in big numbers, go and watch it in big numbers, enjoy it, right? It's just not. Yeah. It's just simple as that. But obviously in York and Greenwood's case, there's going to be a huge following because Radiohead are massive and they can push to the very limit of what their audience will accept. And then they've got such a reputation that with The Smile, people will check them out. With Angine de Poitrine and things like The Smile, it's kind of interesting because whatever you think of it, I don't mean to slag it off because I think they're pretty interesting, and I think the microtonal aspect of it, which is a bit beardy, but I can get into that as well if you want, is fascinating. But there's definitely an undercurrent of like Emperor's New Clothes about it. Yeah.
But isn't everything that's sort of successful and popular? I mean,
because a lot of popular stuff is very obvious to understand why it's popular.
Right, yeah. Well, this is popular because they've got funny costumes on, and they've happened to make a song.
But do you reckon that's what it is?
5 time signatures in that are it's actually quite listenable. Do you know what I mean? It's the listenable end of that kind of like jazz kind of guitar stuff, isn't it?
Well, to me, I just feel like another way of putting it is, can you imagine in the late 90s quite literally millions of people choosing to put on OK Computer on their CD player at home? The answer is yes, right? Yes, you can imagine that, right?
Yeah.
Because it's quite interesting music in places, but it's also very, very listenable, very catchy.
For pop it is very
with Angine de Poitrine. I don't even know if I'm saying this right, by the way. I've never actually heard it be said out loud. But with Angine de Poitrine, if that is how you say it,
got me.
do you honestly think people are choosing to listen to them a lot at home, like on their own? Because what I'm trying to get at is how performative is it to be a fan of theirs?
Well, I think but how performative is it to be a jazz enthusiast? Do you know what I mean? It's like you would sit at home, you'd sort of go, "Fuck yeah!" It's one of those ones that you genuinely, it commands your attention, it demands to be heard, and you really have to concentrate to sort of get the most out of it. And
but jazz music isn't popular, is it? In a general kind of sense.
No. But what I like about them is that there'll be some people who are doing pretty much the same act, without the costumes, without the success. And they'll be wankers, because those people usually are, and they'll be so annoyed that Angine de Poitrine, or whatever they're called, have managed to do it, have managed to make inexplicably.
I think it's broadly,
inexplicably made a successful product out of stuff that's actually quite arch.
I think it's broadly good behaviour. I like that they're around. I like that people are into them.
Behavior.
But I do find it interesting the outsized attention they're getting.
Yeah.
Based on the actual relative popularity they have. Because if you look at their most listened to songs, right? They're on Spotify as an example.
Yeah.
In the grand scheme of things, it ain't that many. Like their most popular song on Spotify has got 7 million plays, right? There are beta band album tracks that have got more than that on Spotify. Now I know they've been around longer, but they've
been around way longer though, no?
But Spotify's not been around that much longer.
No, but I bet you the YouTube is absolutely killing it.
Yeah, probably is. Yeah, well, that speaks
well,
to something else entirely, doesn't it? That's another kind of discussion, because obviously they're a very YouTube-friendly band because of what they look like. I'm not taking anything away from it. I think it's interesting. It's not broadly the kind of music I would listen to, but I think I guess what I'm trying to get at is if I was 25, I would be telling you that I love them.
Yeah. But you've grown out of needing my acceptance.
In some areas.
Everything's fine. In some areas.
In some ways. Not always, but in some ways.
Not always.
Would you go and see him live, would you?
No, oh God, can you imagine the people?
Stink of beer farts, wouldn't it?
You imagine the people who'll be around.
But the absolute... by the way, I think they're amazing.
And they'll all
musicians.
be saying the same thing. They'll be going, "Oh, these fucking people."
Yeah. Like Kurt Cobain, I fucking hate our fans. But they're amazing musicians. It has to be fucking reiterated.
Oh, but how you play... I mean, the guitar in particular, because drummers, can tit about with different time signatures, but
he's playing a double-necked microtonal guitar in weird time signatures.
They've got different frets. So it's
it's microtonal. So he's got three times the amount of frets.
Yeah, and it still sounds acceptable to Western ears as well. It's
If you watch a video of them performing live, they are fucking amazing. Amazing. They must be classically trained. They must be.
Yeah.
And but the extreme example of what I'm talking about, I can't quite remember his name. He's a Japanese guy who does that snare drum shows on.
Right.
It's always shared in my timeline. Have you seen it?
No.
So there's a bloke, a Japanese guy, long hair. He's got like a trestle table, one snare drum with 2 sticks.
Yeah.
And he smashes the snare drum, turns the table over, throws himself on the floor, screams and wails, and it's a performance.
Yes. I think I've seen that.
It's surrounded by probably 50 to 100 bearded blokes pretending it's amazing.
Yeah, and he'll be on the South Bank doing a show every curated by Robert Smith or something.
Meltdown, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's the extreme example of what I'm talking about, I guess. But anyway, good luck to them. I think it's an interesting thing. At least it's interesting music, right?
Yeah. Look, out of all of the stuff that people can listen to, definitely more interesting and more power to their latex noses.
And the aesthetic is a bit of you, isn't it? I can see you dressed. The costumes they wear, I can absolutely see you wear. It's too good, fair.
It's too good. Fair. Too good, too well put together, too beautifully thought. They haven't just sort of gotten bored halfway through the project. Everything looks good. They've really thought about this.
Yeah. Pleasing. All right, cool, man. Let's get out of here.
Right,
and we'll come back on Thursday. Will we? Maybe do a couple of emails on Thursday. We haven't done emails for a wee while.
Let's do that. Hello@LongBeachShow is our hello@LongBeachShow.com is the way to get in touch via the emails, and you can also get in touch via the YouTube comments or wherever you find us. If you see us in the street, tell us about it, for crying out loud. See you later.